This is Josh and Jay's Excellent Video Game Show. Hello and welcome to Josh and Jay's Most Excellent Video Game Show, episode 74. I am your co-host Joshua. With me, as always,
is your co-host Jay, and with us, as always,
Rowan.
How's it going, Rowan? How's it going, everyone? Give yourself a round of applause just for showing up on this Super Bowl Sunday. We are foregoing the party that everybody else is attending on their couch, and we're hanging out and talking about video games instead.
no Chex Mix.
Nope. We got pizza, though.
We got KWTF listeners.
Excellent.
Welcome, KWTF
Welcome,
listeners.
KWTF listeners. That's Octodad will be joining us today, saying hi.
I feel like we got a...
Okay, maybe he's really excited to be on the show.
I feel like we got a real fresh air vibe going on here. Just real laid back kind of...
It is laid back. Well, it's a rainy Sunday.
It's a rainy Sunday. It is Super Bowl Sunday, though.
Yeah.
Go Broncos. Right?
That's one of your options, yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, the Seahawks beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Did you watch that game?
Yeah, I did.
It was kind of bullpucky.
But well, what are you supposed to do when the crowd starts an earthquake in the stadium?
The announcers just were so excited. All they could talk about is, this is the loudest stadium. This stadium is so loud. Loud stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they all loud stadiums? I mean, is it a louder stadium because of some...
Yeah, they designed that stadium to be loutified.
But doesn't that hurt both teams?
Knows.
No, because Seattle's like, their secret weapon is earplugs.
They had special earplugs.
Yeah.
Built just for this game.
Yeah, it's an unfair advantage. It's basically HGH. It's like
Oh.
the equivalent as far as advantages go. So, I don't know. That's why I just can't even get into football.
You know what? Brad Galloway,
Stimulating
friend of the show, Brad
circumstances.
Galloway, would like us to jump right into video games and not small talk at all.
I'm sure. Well, what have you been playing lately other than football?
I bought a Vita again.
Oh, man.
The story...
Nintendo.
The cycle was I got the Vita and then I wanted a PS3.
So-
no, the cycle was...
This is awesome because this is the second time you've bought the last generation of like PlayStation machinery.
Yeah.
You bought a PS3
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
This is your second Vita.
Yeah.
Good job.
And then they announced the new Vita the next
Good
day.
job. Wow.
Hey, I got a question actually. So I'm still within my 30 days to return this thing to Best Buy.
Sure.
But Best Buy has dropped Vita prices for the OG Vita to $99. Will
Really?
they honor it if I go back in?
Dude, I'm gonna get one for $99 to
Yeah, you
go
should.
with my
The
PS4.
The old one has a better screen anyway.
Oh yeah, just bring your receipt in and be
Yeah.
like, "Look, I just
Because
bought
otherwise
this."
I'll just return it and buy one.
Well, exactly. They'll give you the difference, or they should. Otherwise, yeah, just return it and then buy it again.
one of the bummers about the Vita is... One of the bummers. The Vita's a great system, but one of the bummers is they have a proprietary memory card that's way
Sure.
overpriced.
Yeah, I remember that about the the PSP didn't have a proprietary card, but it was like a memory card that nothing else used. Like it wasn't the kind of SD card that you could just also pop in your digital camera or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, some TVs, like I think my TV takes SD cards, which is kind of funny. The SD card is kind of like the zip disk of the handheld of like the camcorder or something.
I bought a GoPro recently, and it has the micro SD cards, but it
Yeah.
comes with a regular SD card kind of shell that you pop into it, so you can put it in old school SD readers.
Yeah, I have that too.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like an SD card Gundam suit for for your little SD card.
So I was just playing, messing around with Vita games. I had all the games that I bought before able to download digitally, so I kind of got back into Persona 4 again.
Nice.
And I made it further. I made it further this time. I'm
Yeah.
past the tutorial.
Cool.
I'm not into the part of that game that I'm assuming is the hook. It's a pretty good RPG, but all the social stuff where you hang out at school and make friends and to build Pokemon. I'm not really
Not into
that.
it?
No. It's essentially a Pokemon game to some extent. The personas are Pokemon and you collect them, and each one has different elemental strengths and weaknesses that you pull out when you're fighting various bad monsters.
Well, the thing that makes it more interesting is that it has, like, you merge them into different things.
Yeah.
And so even the ones that you're never, ever going to use, you can, combine them with another one and make something cool looking.
Yeah, you can do that. It's actually what's cool is if you get overwhelmed by all the choices in that game, there's an online feature where you press a little icon and it'll pop up all these speech bubbles telling you what everybody else that's been playing this game did most.
Forget everything you thought you knew about video games.
And it works for the Persona stuff too. They say, "Oh, this is at your time in this game right now. This is what most people decided to do with their personas," and that's helpful also.
See, I always get hung up with trying to make sure that I've at least had every single one, and then I try to make sure that I've like leveled it up so it gets all its skills. And then I'm not like playing the game in any forward momentum, but it has a timer, so you need to be playing with some kind of forward momentum.
It does have that weird timer, that Dead Rising-ish timer. It also, that's
I hate that Dead Rising timer.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I don't like that game.
It's got that. It's every couple of days. You have a time limit to save these. I don't know. I don't want to get too into it, but Ni no Kuni has that same thing, Rowan, where you're getting all these Pokemon and you want to. I want to level them all up.
Well, I
don't want to miss out on anything.
I hear that one, like, it's just you get them and you decide which one you want to use and you use it, as opposed to, like, you combine them to make new things.
You can't combine them, but they do evolve. Yeah. So if you evolve them early, you'll miss out on a skill that they would have gotten if you hadn't had evolved it. Yeah.
The Persona thing, the combination where you have like this family tree, except I guess it's a reverse family tree because it's getting narrower.
Yeah.
Like I find that really over grabbing in a way that I don't really for the.
There's a forecast that they put in there. I don't know if it's in the older games that makes it a little easier to see what's going to happen when you combine them.
Yeah, that was in the old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it is kind of overwhelming because I have my Pokemon, my Persona. And I just want to use that one. I want to just keep using it. I have a hard time letting go of things that I've invested time into and leveled up.
Well, I mean, the skills translate from the one to the next. So if you have one where you've like leveled up and gotten its second level fire skill, then you can create a new persona that like has that second level fire skill and also ice skills.
Can you create a persona eventually then that has all elemental skills so you don't have to switch personas?
No. You still have a limit of 8 skills on each one, I think.
There aren't that many.
Like an 8
I don't know how many elements there are. So.
Well, yes, but there are other there are other skills. It's not just fire, ice, and water. Or fire, ice, and lightning. It's
there's physical, wind.
Physical attacks, and they also have their stats of your characters that they buff. So you get
stats of your
right. And what did you play? Did you play this one, Persona 4 Golden, or did you play?
I played the original Persona 4 and some Persona 3.
Is this a remake of that, or is it a reimagining?
It's like an enhanced version. They've added a bunch of stuff, like cutscenes, and I don't know what all of it is, but. It's kind of like a Game of the Year edition, except there's no way to get the other stuff.
It's a quality game, I'll tell you that. It's just the interface is top notch, slick.
The yellow, you like the yellow?
I do.
Cool.
It's crisp. Maybe it's just the Vita screen, but it's very, very crisp.
No,
crisp games.
It's definitely noticeable even on the PS2.
Yeah. So mess around with that stuff.
It's just too long. That's my problem with it.
I've heard it's long.
Like I play like 10 or 20 hours. I feel reasonably satisfied and not like close enough in the plot to want to finish.
Right.
So that happened with both Persona 3 and 4 for me.
I haven't played that much. I might as well get my stuff out of the way because I haven't really played that much. The other thing I'm playing is Final Fantasy 12. There's a Japanese version called Zodiac something that is different than the US version in that it has a job system. So in Final Fantasy 12, the leveling up just has this giant board that you can add skills to in any direction and do whatever you want. And I always found that a little daunting. Like every character can be anything, and you don't necessarily know like which direction to go in or what to do. So
sure, you could really screw up the balance.
Totally screw up your character.
Yeah.
So the Japanese version that I'm playing is has a you choose, you're locked into a character. So you say a job, you say I want this guy to be a warrior, a ninja, or a white mage, or whatever, and then just those options are available on the board. So it's a little less confusing for me. So that's pretty cool. And it's an English. Someone made an English patch that you patch into it, and then because it never came out in the U.S. that translates most of the text to English. So I'm playing that.
Do they still speak in Japanese though?
No, they speak in English. So
oh, wow.
Is that ever a point of like hilarity, but where the translation is maybe not quite there?
No, that more so in Persona 4 actually.
Yeah,
which was
I think
localized, but that one's pretty funny.
It seems like with the Final Fantasy, someone would have just taken the stuff from the original, or they included like an English option in the menu from the original Zodiac version.
Right.
And the only difference is that it just wasn't released here.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the work was already done. It just never was released.
Gotcha.
But that's awesome. I'm playing that on. Is it bad to say I'm playing that on an emulator for a PS2 game? There's no legal way for me to download or play this game on.
Well, you could go get a PS2.
Well, you have a PS2 and you own.
No, but I can't play the patched. I can't play the English version.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, and also I can't play it in 1080p, which it looks like a 360 game.
Nuts.
And then I synced my. Oh, I found this weird wrapper thing that lets you use your DualShock 4.
Yeah.
On your PC.
Nice.
So,
That's it.
Was it the motion and joy thing, or is that only the PS3 controllers?
I don't know.
I love that you bought Xbox One and then a PS4 controller, but you can use a PS4 controller for the PS3 also, right?
I've heard you can
4.
on some games. I haven't gotten it to work.
Oh, bummer. Controller is slick.
Also, PS3, I didn't realize till I got this Vita, has a streaming function like the PS4 does.
Oh.
But it only works for like 4 games, and they're not games you want to do it with. So.
Woo.
Because I think PS4, it's every game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever
it's a
you're
hardware
doing.
system.
Yeah.
So eventually I'm going to ditch the PS3 and then
Get with a hero.
get a PS4 because I like the idea of being able to stream to that Vita.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure the PS4 just streams whatever you're doing on it. You could, exit out to the menus, go into. Although, I guess you probably couldn't stream like yourself watching a Netflix movie. That would be. They probably figure out a way to curtail. That,
You might as well just
that
use the
kind of
Netflix app on the Vita.
No, you mean to
I
the
just mean
internet.
so you're streaming like a Netflix movie to your Twitch channel through the
Oh,
internet, so
right,
other
right.
people could just like go to your Twitch channel and then watch a movie.
No, but there is that weird thing that people are getting weird with some PS4 app that lets you make your own show, and I guess people are broadcasting these shows and getting real dirty on them, and it's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
So there was like a thing around Christmas or New Year's where one of the like PS4 channels on the side of the screen or whatever that was easy to select was like the Bang Bros Christmas party. People were passing screen caps of that around like, what the hell?
That is amazing.
So yeah,
Wow.
I've been
Sorry I
playing
missed it.
a little bit of a lot of games. I'm not really locked because there's nothing really. It's a good time to dabble right now. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? Doing some dabbling.
Yeah, I mean, January, February is kind of we're in dabble country.
That's what I was doing before I got my 2 review games a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 review games now, but I played like Sang-Froid Tales of Werewolves.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned that before briefly too.
Yeah, I played it briefly. It seems pretty cool. I don't know about stellar. I played Trials Evolution for the first time.
Is that Trials the motorcycle game?
Yeah.
Oh, that game's fun.
It was fun.
That game is
One
fun.
more.
It runs kind of weird on my PC.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's like a graphical issue or anything like that. It's not like a video card thing. It's not a video card settings thing. It's just like the game runs funky.
Oh, you know what? This is actually a good segue into Ollie Ollie, which is an indie game for Vita that was free on PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
Which is like Trials, except it's a skateboarding game. But it has that as soon as you know how you're playing Trials, you realize you've messed up, and you just want to immediately start over.
You
It has
just
that
immediately
instant,
press back.
Yeah, instant start over.
Yeah.
This has that same thing.
Yeah, the insta respawn.
Yeah, it's a very, very similar game, except you're on a skateboard, but you're
So
constantly
it's
starting
like
over.
this platformer that seems like it's in a different genre.
Yeah.
Because that's really what Trials is. It's basically Super Meat Boy on a bike.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, on a
timed.
skateboard.
It's Super Meat Boy time trials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this has like the Tony Hawk goal system, I guess. You know, so you can go through a level over and over again.
Sure. You got to spell skate.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you got to ollie over all the bums.
Yeah.
On the sidewalk.
Yeah. So that's fun, but it's that.
Cool. Is that all there is to it?
I think so.
Is it glitchy? I heard it was glitchy.
Because that game is out for PS4, so
It is.
I could.
I thought it was just Vita.
No, it's out on PS4 too.
It might be free. It was free for me.
I don't believe it's free on PS4, but I'll check if it is. I mean, I usually download the free games just because why not?
If you start downloading and cancel, you still get that game, right?
Sure. It's like you just have to, purchase it to get the license or whatever.
PS Plus, awesome.
Yeah, I'm just frustrated that I don't have access to all the free games that are out for PS3 because they are not available on PS4. There's a bunch of good games that are hitting for February. We were just talking about this. DMC, right? Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
And Remember Me.
BioShock Infinite.
BioShock, really?
Good games.
If you never played it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely.
I think there's a good game in there, kind of. There's also a lot of bad games.
You know what? Honestly, if I played both games, Remember Me and BioShock Infinite, and I'll probably replay Remember Me before I replay BioShock Infinite.
I'm never going to replay BioShock Infinite, but I thought that game was good.
What score would you give it?
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm really done. If I think of anything, I'll interrupt.
Will you?
Yes.
Well, going back to Trials, Rowan, since we just barely touched on, did you just play that for 5 minutes and then move on,
No,
or
I
did
played
you
a couple hours.
Oh, cool.
A couple different sittings. Uplay has my stats,
Of course, and you got to earn those Uplay bucks so that
Uplay bucks.
you can get screensavers and
I
stuff.
love cashing those in. They're like Bitcoins.
Yeah, they are. They're UB coins.
Cryptocurrency.
The thing that I've never gotten far enough along in Evo to do is like sort of buy anything to upgrade my stuff.
Oh, you haven't?
I've gotten enough money that I could like buy different clothes and stuff, but at this point, like I'm doing these levels. I don't care about clothes.
Yeah.
I felt like it gave me better bikes as I was.
Yeah, you can
progressing.
get better bikes,
Yeah.
but they're expensive. Expansive.
I've only seen the bikes by doing like these test level things, not by simply buying them. But
I don't know which one I played either, but it was 360, and it was
Yeah.
it's probably the first one.
yeah, you
Probably.
had the first one on your Xbox 360.
Oh yeah,
And
dude, it's
then-
gonna be so awesome when I forget that Rowan has my 360, and then someday get it back, and then go play all these 360 games again.
You're gonna play Mass Effect.
Play Mass Effect. I did. Hey, I beat Mass Effect 1. Okay, A for effort.
Totally. Rowan, how's your Mass Effecting going lately?
I did another Let's Play where I was going to... Well, I tried to go shoot things, but since I'm playing on Insanity, I ran into these assassins on the Citadels who'd never had their shields drop. So I'm going to try and get a few more levels until and maybe get Rex and take them out that way. But
You're on 3 now? Or
no,
what? You're on
I'm doing a Let's Play of 1 rather slowly.
Gotcha.
It's kind of my note-taking, outlining, idea defining thing. But I don't know if this one turned out well because I'd taken an allergy pill slightly before, so I felt drowsy. I don't know if I was actually drowsy on the
They're
thing,
down
but
with the agnatic cognatic primogeniture.
yeah, see, I don't feel like I was sharp like that, but maybe I was. But I did it, and I'm probably not going to go back and do it again. So, but
Cool.
I tried to do more than just talk about spacism this time.
Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to highlight interesting battles and conflicts throughout the game, right?
No, I that's a different thing where I might figure out
okay.
how to do a streaming thing, save the big battles, and then have a 3-hour streaming session where I go through each of them. And
You
talk
should
about
concentrate just on collecting the minerals and and those what are those icons you get? Those
the
those
Turian
badges.
battle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, basically, once I get through the Citadel, the Let's Play is going to be the Mako across every single inch of ground.
just holding that right analog stick to slowly pan the camera 360 degrees
On the moon.
On the moon as you drive.
One small step for man.
Yeah.
That's an especially good idea because I already did my Mako chapter. That was the first one. So, like, I really need to spend a lot of time on the Mako this playthrough.
I bet if you just put, like, David Bowie's on there for the soundtrack or something, it would get, tens of hundreds of thousands of hits. That's all you have to do.
Except that YouTube would find that and tell me that I wasn't allowed to use David Bowie. And
YouTube
monetize.
Does not. No one seems to care that we're using the Pixies song.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's time, actually. I think it's the amount of time you use
it doesn't matter. You're allowed to use a certain amount. It's like
15 seconds.
Sampling is
and we're
is
under
fair
that,
use.
so. Burn!
Yeah, that's right. So trials and lots of extreme sports this week.
I kind of want to hear about that city building game.
So
can you talk about it?
yeah, there's no NDA.
Oh, okay.
NDA 2K14.
That's what I'm living.
Nice.
So I'm reviewing Banished, which is a new indie city builder game. It's coming out on February 18th. Only on Steam.
Chillin' game.
I don't know if it's only on Steam. It's probably somewhere else.
There's no early access for this game. What's
No,
up with
it's
that?
just like one guy in his apartment or whatever.
Oh, really?
Who just like put his head down and did this whole game. And his blog is basically like just about all the glitches that he's encountered in doing it. So it's very much got this, I don't know, not like auteur feel, but it's got a sort of dude in his garage making the game of his dreams.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it anymore. I thought it was a real game.
It is a real game.
I kid.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like jokes.
I like butts. Boom.
Jay says boom.
Boom.
Um,
He's a fickle pickle.
Anyway, it's called Banished because you play like a group of 5 families or whatever who gets banished and sent out into the wilderness, and you have to build a new city out in the wilderness.
Donner party. Donner party.
Oh, I thought you said dong party.
Why?
Yes, there's a lot of dying in the snow, so there is a bit of Donner party to it.
Does it play? It does play at like resolutions that are acceptable though for being a game that one person
Not
made?
really.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a game, Josh. You saw videos of it.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a game. It's not like SimCity levels of gorgeous.
What did I say about it? I was like, if they build it as come and create your own version of the maps of Dragon Age 2 and correct like what's went wrong,
It looked
then
like
I
the
would play it.
Skyrim creation tool. No, it looked like the Morrowind creation tool actually.
Yeah, did Skyrim even have one for the
Yeah.
outdoor world? I never actually used that, I think. But
I've never used any of that stuff at all
You
then
could
how do you know what it looked like?
because I've seen it. I've seen pictures.
But it does have
I'm a liar.
It does have like a Skyrim aesthetic to it. I don't know. It's got like all kinds of weather effects and lush trees and
I saw log cabins and snow.
log cabins, snow. But it's like after SimCity, pretty much every city builder I'm going to play is like, does this game present itself as like a strategic game that I can understand? Because SimCity was like, this is really complicated, but here are all the graphs you can look at that might help you figure it out at the start. And that was all BS. Like SimCity would just like play itself. You could zone everything residential and people would move in. But this game, like, it immediately says, all right, here's how all this stuff fits together. Here's what you need to do to, get your food and get your tools and build all those things. And then it's actually difficult. Like once you start hitting 30 or 40 people in your little village, you get a bad winter, half of them die.
That's cool. So that's cool. Is it I mean, do you build the build the bakery to get the bread? Like is it like Settlers or Age of Empires or I mean, does it have that kind of?
The closest thing would be the Impressions games like Caesar 3 and Zeus and Pharaoh. It's not quite as detailed as those were in terms of the sort of economic thing where you have to have a fisherman's hut and a fishmonger to sell that. And
this is that trend. So in those games, you couldn't die from winter. So this is that trend of this roguelike thing. Games getting harder, like the survival games, the DayZs, the Dark Souls.
It's got a little Dwarf Fortress in it.
Yeah,
just a little, not like the crazy complexity.
It's not ASCII.
State of Decay is kind of like that.
Yeah.
It sort of seems like kind of bending a little bit of this genre.
Far Cry 2, it's the world against you, you know? It's that.
The Impressions games kind of had that. Like, you could be invaded and be destroyed, or you could, like, be in a place where there were constant fires or whatever, and they could take you out. But this game, it feels like... it does two things that make it feel like you are in charge of this really delicate balance, and if you go too far in some way... The first is that you don't get immigrants. The only way you get new people is by people being born. And that makes it so that, like, if you ever get a balance where you have too many children and not enough adults, like if there's a famine and the adults all die and the children are all that's left, then you have, like, everybody making not enough food because the kids can't do anything because kids are useless.
Can they start eating each other?
I don't know if that's in there, but...
Oh...
I feel like I had some winters where people probably did.
Or would have if the simulation allowed it.
And then the second thing it doesn't have money. It's just about getting people and resources like pointed in the right direction.
So rocks, trees,
iron, coal, food. And then you set like how many people are doing each job. So you have like 5 laborers who are kind of the general move stuff around, clear all the trees types, and then 2 builders who are off building houses.
Are they pretty good about doing that stuff on their own?
They're pretty good about it. They're not great. But there's a button that you can choose that's like accent priority, so that you can say, I want you to build this house first, and that will work. Like, this is the problem with Tropico 4 that I had, was that, like, everything seemed to be working okay, except that people would just not do the things that I wanted them to do in the right order. But there's also sort of a feeling of gaming the system in this Banished, where, like, if you try to build just too many things at once, then you won't have the stone or the wood to, like... You won't have the wood to build firewood, and you won't have the stone to build anything.
You can lose.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily even lose, but it's just like you are getting too far ahead of the system that needs to be balanced. Like, you have to only be like 2 or 3 steps ahead. You still have to be 2 or 3 steps ahead, but if you get 4 or 5 steps ahead, then you're going to get in trouble. And if you get behind, then you're going to get in trouble. So it's got a really good sort of feeling that you are making these strategic decisions that really matter. And, after SimCity, that's like something that's very important.
Yeah, it sounds cool. I'll check out this game. I think there's a demo for it. I'm not positive, though. Oh, no, that was something else. But it comes out February 18th. I think Jay's fallen asleep, so...
I think I zoned out that whole last, 10 minutes.
I should probably mention to Jay that the Crackdown 3 rumor that came out last week.
What? Really? Yeah. Crackdown 3?
Did you see all the Microsoft stuff that came out? Some guy came out and just released all these rumors about Microsoft that a bunch of sites are kind of confirming as pretty much true.
Oh, really?
And one of them was, Crackdown 3 2016.
Dang!
Halo, no, none of the other stuff matters.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft's going to make another Halo game.
Yeah, but this was that the new Halo game is actually next year, and it's a Halo 2 anniversary this year.
It is.
Solid.
I feel old now. But...
And that dumb-looking Fable game next year.
Fable?
That Fable hero, the Fable Online, whatever, I don't know. Not the successor to Fable 3.
The game. Not cool Fable,
yeah,
which is... Because Fable was super cool to begin with.
Fable Scrolls
Online. You and I both beat Fable 2 and 3.
Begrudgingly.
The skates are good. Well, Fable 2 is good.
Fable 2 is alright.
And Fable 1's good too. I wish that that Fable 1 remake was coming to Xbox One.
Speaking of Xbox 360 games,
Yeah.
and this also ties back into our Extreme Sports Edition Super Bowl podcast.
Sure.
I bought Skate 2 recently.
Oh, okay.
It's
That you used to play that a lot, right?
It's one of the games that I have S ranked on 360 with all the DLC. It's like 1,500 points.
Did you not already own it?
Well, I had bought it on disc a long time ago, and then I think I got rid of it because I didn't play it anymore. But it was like under $5 on Xbox Live.
On digital download?
On digital download. I think it still is until Tuesday, until they do the next weekly sale. So depending on when this comes out.
We've both been skating.
Yeah, we've both been skating.
Are you shredding?
I'm shredding the shredded cheese out of that game.
Kick flips?
All kinds of flips.
Shove-its?
Shove-its. Pop shove-its. 360 shove-its. Shove it up your butt. All kinds of shove-its, man.
Does that game have a good soundtrack?
Mana shove-its.
Does that game have a bunch of Chicago pop punk on it?
It's got some pop punk on it. That's
Sublime
for sure.
on that soundtrack?
I don't know about that, but it's got like some weird stuff too. It's not all my favorite, but I think that might be the game. I don't remember which Skate game it is. It might be the first Skate that has every loading screen would play the "Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling." When I was really into that game, because I got super into the Skate games. In fact, Skate 2, I think has got to be one of my top 10 of like the last generation. It reminded me of that. The controls are so clunky. Like when you're the person you control, it does feel like you're controlling a Mass Effect character. The way that they are super clunky and run around. I mean, it's the same. It's
Mass Effect 1?
Yeah, Mass Effect 1. It's basically the same engine. Imagine if Shepard was on a skateboard. That's the.
Can you get off the skateboard?
I do all the time, actually. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Like Legolas Shepard skating down Helm's Deep and hiding behind the battlements to
Absolutely.
snipe some orcs.
Absolutely.
Oh God! Real quick, the Final Fantasy 12, the Japan import version I'm playing. If you pull the left trigger, it does a super speed walk that looks like Benny Hill or something.
Like that?
Yeah, they're like, because this is for people that have already beat the game that want to do something new.
Awesome.
So you can just zoom across the landscape really fast.
Nice.
Shepard needs that.
It's like
It's a button in the game, or it's a button in the emulator?
No, it's a button in the game. It's left trigger in the game. It's built in.
Because a lot of emulators have fast forward buttons.
Yeah. Or even old school controllers had that turbo button.
Yeah. Though I'm not sure that made you
turbo.
move
Oh
faster.
my God, the turbo button.
It made you shoot faster.
The turbo buttons.
Yeah.
Do you remember the controllers that had like switches that you could turn the turbo on? You could do like intermittent turbo, super turbo.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was amazing. Playing like Contra with those controllers or something was the best.
Skate games are unlike Tony Hawk in that there's no skill points, right? As soon as you play, you can do all the moves. If you're good enough, you can do everything the first time you play the game.
Totally. The skate games are, the skill level of skate games is based on you practicing like the thumbstick controls. And actually, we're going to talk about this later, but it is the Venn diagram of where this game intersects with games like Surgeon Simulator and QWOP and stuff that.
Yeah.
Another game. Yes, another game that we'll be talking about.
Your sticks are
later.
controlling. I mean, it's kind of hard to articulate because in all games the sticks control stuff, but it's different with these types of games.
It is much more similarly mapping the controls themselves to specific like parts of the body.
Yeah, it's the sticks control discrete entities as opposed to a walk versus look.
Sure.
Right. They don't necessarily execute like full actions. They just move different parts of your body so that movements executed in a certain order in a certain way will perform a trick or perform an action, based on the way that those limbs or pieces interact with each other.
So like if you're wanting to pick up speed, you go like this, you move it back and forth.
No, you
Have you seen Her?
Yes, I have seen her. I have.
There's that video game sequence.
Oh my god, where he's like
He's using he's
using
making running motion with his fingers.
with his finger is like to dig through the the snow, to run through the snow.
Check our video edition to see our finger movements.
So in Skate, you use the right thumbstick to basically do the ollie or nollie motions to pop the skateboard, right? You hold down on the thumbstick to basically crouch down and put your back foot on the tail. And then when you flick it straight forward, it pops the tail down and then it slides your front foot up to do the ollie. If you slide that thumbstick to the right or left, your foot slides off the side of it and you do a kick flip or heel flip depending on which side of the y-axis you flicked your controller. In Skate 2, you can hold down, I think, that the A button or X button on Sony to pump. But I think in Skate 1 you had to tap it, so every time you tap it that would give you a kick and a burst of speed. But everything is pretty one-to-one. Like the triggers are your hands, so if you
give it a little tappy.
Yeah, a little taparoo. If you hold down the left trigger, your left hand reaches down and grabs the board. So depending on which way you ollie or which way you're spinning, where you grab the board will be different, and also depending on which hand you use. So then you can tweak it, and you're basically just spinning the analog sticks around and watching your character's body contort in these different positions, because you can actually control its position in real time.
Is the bail to back on your skateboard again time pretty short?
Yes, very short.
Be a bummer if you
It has to be in
have
these
a
kind of games.
loading screen or something.
Sometimes it weirds out if you're going super fast, where you launch off. It has this thing called the Thrasher Hall of Meat, which is it's basically the game in Saints Row 4. You know, Saints Row 4 has that mini. I guess
the physics game.
There's the term that is slowly being sort of passed around to describe these games, which I kind of like and think is funny, is fumblecore.
What's that animation? What's that engine called that people license to?
Unreal?
No, to do the like that Star Wars game had it, Force Unleashed. It's where the people flail their arms and fall. The ragdoll,
the Euphoria physics.
What's that mobile company just bought that engine? That bought that. Starts with a Z.
Zynga?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. But think of the ragdoll mini game in Saints Row 4 where you just have to screw yourself up. Thanks, Rowan. Screw yourself up as much as possible by getting hit, and you just keep flipping down the street and getting hit by cars, and you're just trying to eat it as hard as possible. And in the Skate game, the Hall of Meat, the goal is basically to wipe out and bail as hard as possible. And you can contort your body in the air or move them around so that they hit things in more horrible ways, and it's fun. It's funny.
It's pretty great when you someone eat it.
When what?
What?
When you someone eat it.
When you see someone eat it?
That's a reference for our AV Club listeners.
Okay.
Oh.
There's a famous thread where someone said, "When you someone eat it," and that became a sort of AV Club historical meme.
Right.
There's that Onion headline that no amateur skateboarder has landed a trick since 1982.
That's awesome.
So that's gonna segue into another game you're playing, right?
But Jay doesn't play other.
I don't really play other games.
No.
Jay's been playing Xtreme NBA 2K14.
What's that remind me of?
Octodad isn't a big fan of NBA 2K.
You want to talk about Octodad?
Sure. I think Octodad's dying to talk about Octodad. So I've been playing Octodad.
How many versions of that are on there? I'm looking at Jay's soundboard here, and I see a lot of Octodad.
There's more Octodad than Rowan.
Yeah, Octodad's great, man. So Octodad is probably the epitome of these weird, messy, hilarious games where the controls match up to like body movements, and they sort of control different body parts or limbs directly. And
like Surgeon Simulator.
And so Octodad is an indie game.
QWOP-likes.
It's out for PC right now. It's the thing. It's PC,
heard it here
Mac,
first.
Mac and Linux. It's a QWOP-like. QWOP-like is good. I still like fumblecore, which Kirk Hamilton mentioned in his review, but he wasn't sure where to cite it. And I feel like I had heard that before too when Surgeon Simulator came out.
Bumblecore.
Fumblecore. Well,
I think that's what they should be called.
it's mumblecore and fumblecore. But the premise of Octodad is that you play an octopus who is passing himself off as a human, and it's got a really hilarious theme song that we'll try to drop in this episode somewhere for you to listen to. But it's very like cheesy 70s sitcom kind of like, look at that Octodad, like he's fooling everyone because nobody knows that he's not a normal person, but he's that's how the way he speaks, and everyone's
Are
just
his
like,
kids humans?
his wife is human, his kids are human. I'm not sure.
Does his family know he's an octopus?
No.
Okay.
No one knows.
Okay.
He's got, it's like Octodad, he's like, no one suspects a thing. Octodad, he's got,
Why don't you just play the song?
yeah, I don't have it on the
okay.
soundboard.
It'll
but-
be there for on the.
It's like MST3K where you need the song to figure out why everything's happening.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is it?
But-
Okay, well let's take a break and then we'll put the song on.
Okay, we'll take a quick break.
Who's that man with the three-piece suit? Making a doll with a log and fruit.
This is awesome.
Who's that man with the 8 strong legs? Tried to make me breakfast, but it broke my eggs. Nobody suspects a thing. He's got a good thing going. Nobody suspects a thing.
So that's Octodad.
That's pretty impressive. So then it's just a QWOP like what? Oh, the sticks control his legs.
Yeah, you play it with, I've been playing it through Steam with Xbox 360 controller.
Is there a Steel Battalion controller for this game that just has 8 legs that you?
No, because you don't control all of his legs. 2 of his legs make up his mustache, so that's already too off the table.
Okay.
But it is up to 4-player co-op, which
But you all control one.
4-player QWOP. And I think everybody controls like 2 people each can control his feet, and 2 people can control his arms, I think. Otherwise, just playing single player, it's like you control his feet with the right and left triggers, and then you control his hands with the thumbsticks when you're not holding the triggers down. It's weird. It's a combination of moving the thumbsticks and holding down the triggers. Like, you kind of have to go back and forth between holding down the triggers and moving the thumbsticks because it's like to move one leg after another.
Okay.
And he's super sloppy. So the game starts out, and the first level is you're at your wedding, and you have to get dressed for your wedding, and then go find the main hall where the ceremony is being held. And the whole way, it's just you're trying to pick up a key, and your little tentacle thing is like wiggling around all over the place, and you're trying to fit it in the keyhole. It's not as difficult. Like, you don't have to be that precise.
Like Surgeon
things.
Surgeon Simulator is pretty.
Surgeon
hardcore.
Simulator is much more unforgiving than this game.
The
This game,
first level.
Kobe. Yeah.
The first level, starting Surgeon Simulator is hard. And that menu screen is hard on Surgeon Simulator.
The menu screen is hard.
It's like using a 360 Connect. Like go this way. No, go this way.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes. It
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is similar to that.
Yes.
So, so your tentacle that you like your arm, there's a button that you can use like your suction to pick things up. So you'll have to perform chores like mowing the lawn, where you're like holding a lawnmower and then you're walking around the lawn trying to move this thing. And there's no way to do anything in this game gracefully. You're running over all kinds of stuff. The lawnmower is like bouncing around off of your head.
Wait, is level 2 the wedding night?
No, that's level. No, it's that would be good. That would be good. No, there's the second level that I'm on right now. You go to the grocery store and you have to pick out certain things from the shelves. And the whole time you have a little meter at the bottom that is like, it's some sort of perverted stealth meter where people can see what you're doing. And if you screw stuff up too much, like if you make a mess, then people will know you're an octopus, I guess.
And
And
your passing meter.
yeah, and you fail the level.
Okay. Did they react?
Yes.
Okay.
People are like, "Hey, watch it, what's your problem?" that kind of thing. And then, the whole time you're just like
And are octopi in this reality? Are they all in concentration camps and stuff like that? Is it like
no, but at the end of the first level, not that there's any spoilers in this game, but at the end of the first level, after you've done all the chores, before you go to the grocery store, your wife is like, "Honey, the kids really want to go to the aquarium. Do you want to take them there?" And he's does not want to go because it's like octopus jail.
That's fun. So we might play some of that and throw a video up on YouTube.
Yeah, hopefully we'll try to do some 3-player co-op, 3-player QWOP, and play some Octodad.
All right, guys.
I have a problem with this QWOP-like thing because it works really well. I could see it catching on.
Yeah, that's why I like
don't-
it.
Yeah.
QWOP like.
It's so terrible.
All right, here's pop
That
quiz.
it'll work.
Pop quiz hotshots. What do you
It's
think?
it's a piece of QWOP.
What do you think QWOP autocorrected to on my iPhone just now?
Quick.
Rowan?
You're supposed to guess.
I was seeing if I could see where fat fingers would
600,000
hit.
penises.
Time. is-
Crack.
Leopard.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
You
It
can hear
sounds
the,
like the Super Bowl's starting in Oakland.
Yeah.
It goes to World War II for me. WWII.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, how do you spell QWOP? Maybe I spelled QWOP wrong.
It's QWOP. It's because of where it is on the keyboard.
Oh, I did a K. Still doesn't make sense, though.
No, that makes sense because it's mostly letters. Like the K is next to the L and the W is next to the E. So, and then it adds the ARD. What else would you be saying?
opposed to acronyms?
Rowan's rant. Rowan's rant.
Took you long enough.
Rowan's rant. Rowan's rant. Rowan's rant.
So, I have been playing my my comfort game on and off. After I finished my review games, I was like, all right, I'll go back to my NBA 2K13. Woo! My modded NBA.
Let's get this story started.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And this is not an NBA 2K13 story. It's an any sort of game story. So Brad Galloway, you can stay tuned in.
Boom.
Anyway, so I'm playing in, I get to February, I play about a week at a time. I sim all the games and play one game a week. So I'm into February of the season, and I save the game, and it crashes as I'm saving the game. And because it crashed in the middle of the save, it auto-deleted that save.
Oh.
So I I had a backup from like 6 weeks prior. And then I like thought, this game was on my hard drive last night.
Are you playing? Does it have a cloud save option?
No. It has no options on PC.
Okay, that's right.
So I went back and looked in my hard drive to see if like it was in the recycle bin or whatever, and then I got a program that would like do a deep scan to find out where the file went, and the file that I got from the deep scan was in December, so that was actually before the backup I already had. So I go back to the game in December, or the January backup that I have, and it's crashing every time I save too, except it doesn't delete the file. It just is still crashing every time I save, but I can still play normally.
Why is it crashing?
I have no idea.
Does it happen to other people?
I have not seen it happening to other people.
Weird.
But it's only doing that when I manually save. When I autosave, it's fine. So, and it autosaves constantly.
So did you have your autosave? Or wait.
No, the autosave, there's only one save file. I can go and manually...
They're not two autos... Like in Skyrim, there's an autosave.
Yeah, no. It's not...
And actually, Skyrim has three autosaves?
Yeah, Skyrim has like 3 autosaves and 2 quick saves. And, so... I had played like my January games, saved just fine, gotten into February, that's when the save game worked. But when I went back to the January game, it was still doing a thing where it crashed after save. So it has retroactively infected my old files somehow with whatever is going wrong. But the autosave works fine. Like as long as I never punch the save button.
That's messed up.
It's ridiculous. I have no idea.
Master race.
Master race. I mean, it's probably somewhere in the mods or whatever that I download. Oh, I wiped the whole directory clean, played like the original thing. So like 2 or 3 players on each team didn't have heads because they were like people who have been modded in. Yeah,
so they have no heads when they're out playing?
No, they're they're
headless?
They're headless and they're like wearing their arms are entirely white.
Wow.
Like they're wearing like a really long john sort of thing.
This is actually similar to what happened when I tried to play State of Decay, and all I had was a floating haircut with a baseball bat.
I want to play that game.
Yeah.
With a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Can you mod in anything? Can you do stormtroopers?
Yeah, I saw someone who had put together like a Marvel versus DC mod.
That's awesome.
You know what would be great is if you could do the Macho Man Randy Savage dragons from Skyrim in NBA 2K13.
I don't know about full dragons. They still have to be
So
like vaguely person shaped, but you could
Pikmin.
probably do Macho Man Randy Savage.
Well, I mean, if they look like, basically Baraka from Mortal Kombat mixed with Macho Man, I'm okay with that.
I saw someone who done a Space Jam mod.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
so awesome.
So you have like
It's a good movie.
You have like the 4-foot Sylvester running around against like the 7'5" aliens.
That's awesome. That's great. Good job, whoever.
But yeah, if you have a program that tells it that there is like a real person face to be found, and then there's no real person face, then the player is headless and it's like empty, like you can see down inside of their shirt.
Oh, weird.
And they have like these long white hands. They're still playable, like still run around.
So it's like the Chevy Chase Invisible Man movie.
But anyway, like
you have to wear a fedora and an ace bandage around your face.
I cleaned all that out, and there is something that I did, some sort of modification I ran that makes it not allowed to save manually, but save automatically just fine.
Too many mods, Rowan.
Too many mods.
Too many edits, more
Flew
like.
too close to the sun.
They're not like mods I downloaded there. I have the editor program that lets me go in and affect things directly.
You can mod all you want, but someday you will pay the price.
Yeah.
That was my 1993 game that got destroyed.
Okay.
Oh man. So that was the Bulls dynasty.
Except the Bulls never dynastied. They didn't even make the finals.
Oh, well, that's some BS.
I know.
What kind of mod is that? No wonder your game's broken.
You should play Crackdown in Fable 2.
I might. I'm obsessed with Banished right now, though. It's just like 5 hours are gone every time I start it. Are we at the hour mark?
Just about. Should we say goodbye?
Sure.
Okay. See you later.
To everybody.
You just want to cut it off?
Yeah.
All right.
What else do we have to say?
We're going to go do a video now.
We're going to go play some Octodad.
Hearthdad.
Go to joshandjayshow.com. Click on videos, and you will see our videos. We also have links to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, as well as how to contact us. All kinds of stuff. We have a brand new website.
Yeah, check it out, joshandjayshow.com.
Just redid it.
It's super 2000 teens.
It is. It works on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer.
Octodad loves it.
Works on your Android phone.
Optimized for Windows 95 in MS-DOS mode.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Unix.
Great.
Crackdown 3, 2016, baby.
At Josh and Jay Show, at Joshua Doan, at Jay Pullman, at Rowan Kaiser. Oh, Rowan has a couple reviews to pimp, too.
Did we talk about my Polygon piece?
No, but Rowan has a piece up on Polygon.
Yep.
You can check it out.
I've colonized Polygon.
Polygon.com.
Polygon.com.
From like 8 days ago. But
He
can drag up the link.
Also has a review up about blackguards, which we discussed briefly last time. Rowan was kind enough to find a copy for me, which I have not really dug into.
You're not even going to play it. Why didn't you get it to me?
I am going to play it. I am going to play
Jay's
it.
not going to play that game.
I am going to play it.
He had expressed more interest than you had.
What?
Yep. I might have another one if I dig through my PR emails, though.
I'll totally play that game.
Well, either way, I'm going to try to dive into that for next time. But before that, our listeners can do some homework and read your review up at IGN, correct?
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll throw some links up as well. Throw some links up on the site. And until then, we'll see you later.
Game over.